Hey there, welcome to a long overdue episode of Punk Rock Parkinsons. I wanted to come to you today. First off, I want to apologize. My monitor on my computer is a little shaky because it's windy, and yes, I am outside. I also wanted to show you here real quick. I'm going to pick up my computer and just show you why I'm outside. Um, this is my view right now. So. Um, Basically, we are at some good friends. My wife's best friend from almost pushing 40 years now. It's their 50th birthday party this weekend, so we're down here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and it's perfect weather. It's beautiful outside, a little cloudy, but there's of course always a constant breeze coming off the coast, and yeah, it just feels amazing. But anyway, I really had planned to do so much better in April, especially with it being Parkinson's Awareness Month. I really had planned on doing daily videos, or maybe even do a video every 3 or 4 days, just covering a few facts. And I was really going to focus on young onset Parkinson's disease because I think there's a lot fewer people that know people with young onset Parkinson's disease and what we go through, which it isn't all the same as regular onset Parkinson's disease. And so, anyway, I had intended to do that, and I was actually in my home office, and I attempted to record a video 5 different times, and I became just so frustrated because I failed every time. When I thought I was recording, I wasn't. And when I wasn't recording, I thought I was. I went through that 5 times and um, I was just pissed off. Okay. No other way to put it. I was pissed off that I wasn't getting it done. I couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing. And I don't know why, because obviously I've uploaded a few videos, and worked fine. But for whatever reason, I couldn't grasp or hit the right button at the right time and all that kind of stuff. And it was just incredibly frustrating. So, frankly, I just walked away and I said, I got to leave this alone for a few days. And then, of course, life gets busy. Y'all know I have my 1970 Volkswagen Bug that me and a neighbor are I'd say it's a minor restoration. That's what he called it. He actually owns a hot rod shop. So, anyway, we've been working on my Bug Betty for almost every night. And then if we get a Saturday or Sunday open, we spend even a few more hours those days. Um, and if you follow me on Facebook or anything like that, you'll see the progress pictures that we've accomplished and what we're getting done. And I just cannot wait. I'm hoping that Betty will be all done by the end of April this month. And so I can start doing some cruise ins and a few car shows and car club events and things like that. So, anyway, that's what I've been doing. And of course, my mom came in town in March, which was wonderful. Had a great visit with her, and it was just nice to have her here in Texas with us, just spending some time and just running around. We didn't really have an agenda, and we just really enjoyed ourselves. Oh shit! I'm gonna try and see if that'll help at all. I set my Diet Pepsi behind the monitor, hoping then that seems to be helping somewhat. Anyway, I guess what I really wanted to talk about is I kind of wanted to go back to those few. Sorry, that's not working. Um, those few things that I was going to talk about in that original video that I had thought I'd recorded 5 different times, and yeah, so it just didn't work. And sorry, I'm kind of changing positions. Um, and again, I apologize and I don't for the roughness of these videos because um, I've always felt like if you meet me, what you see is what you get, and you're kind of getting this in video form as well. Um, that's because that's what I want. I just want you to see me, know what I deal with, and that kind of stuff. So anyway, and obviously one day I want to get to where I can edit videos and things like that, but I have not got to that point yet. Some of those programs are kind of expensive, and I want to do it right. So at some point soon, I do hope to have a good video editing software where I can really put together some really crisp, clean videos for you guys to watch and share and follow along. Um, anyway, some things I wanted to talk about with young onset Parkinson's that, again, these are, I'm going to give you, I think it's 4 or 5 facts that I looked up in regards to young onset Parkinson's. And it was actually pretty interesting. I learned a few things. And so that helped, it helped me obviously. Uh, and it was a few things I already knew, but I still want to share with you guys. And so, number one is typically when you're diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's, um, you progress slower than someone, I guess, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease up in their 60s or whatever. Um, Normally, someone who's considered having or being diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's is, I think it's 55 and under. And I was diagnosed at 44. Coming up on matter of fact, April 22nd will be my 9-year Parkiversary or whatever, that's what I call it, of when I was diagnosed. As far as my progression, um, and regular onset is typically people diagnosed 56 and up, you know. Um, and so, anyway, but as far as my progression, when I initially got diagnosed and started learning about the disease and what happens and things like that, of course, it's different for everybody. I I had started to learn that a lot of people who were diagnosed didn't end up having to get like DBS surgery until like 10 years in, which is the deep brain stimulation surgery that I have had. Um, and so that's kind of what I was hopeful for, was to wait a minimum 10 years. And I almost made it 5. Unfortunately, the medication did not stay very effective for me for very long. And I don't know if um, that's an indication of my progression being different or faster or whatever the case may be. But I can't worry about that. This disease is going to do what it's going to do to me, and I can control what I can control, and so be it. And anyway, getting back to so that kind of leads me into the next thing with Parkinson's disease and the medication I was talking about is typically young onset Parkinson's disease people will have uh, more side effects of the medicine than someone that is diagnosed later in life in their 60s or whatever. And that's just because I think we're on it longer. And so when we do reach that age of 60, 65 or whatever, where someone typically just maybe starting that medication. I mean, in my case, if by 64, I'll be 20 years into this disease and taking that medication, there's going to be side effects. And, the main ones being dyskinesia, which are uncontrolled movements of the body. Um, my best example I can give is when you see Michael J. Fox on an interview and you see him, really wiggly and side to side and not shaking, but just cannot sit still. That's dyskinesia. That's the result of the long-term side effects of being on carbidopa levodopa, which is the man-made dopamine that is supposed to help our brains function somewhat normal. And so that kind of sucked. But at the same time, I have my deep brain stimulation, and fortunately, I'm on the very low end of my I guess, my controller and how far that they can adjust and go up and down. And um, I take that as a good sign because if I do start getting any dyskinesias or other things going on with the system I have from Abbott, they can, I guess it's kind of called a directional lead, where they can focus on a symptom with certain leads and your certain parts of your brain without having to deal with without having to bring on other side effects. And so that's a good thing. That gives me hope that I'll be able to function normal for longer, as normal as I can. And of course, most people say I'm not normal. That's okay. I like that. Next thing I want to talk about is, and this is kind of a, I mean, if you're going to get diagnosed with Parkinson's, this is kind of a good thing, is that typically people diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's will uh, have less risk of dementia in their later years. And so I was kind of glad to read that because that's actually one that I learned about just the other day when I was attempting to do those damn videos. And so anyway, that was a pretty cool thing to learn, and I hope it's true. I mean, we never know. I mean, everybody's different, but I'm sure on the average, I'm sure that study was based on the average people that were diagnosed with young onset and um, had less opportunity, or I guess less risk of going into dementia later in their years. So I'm going to take that as a win also. Um, but I don't risk it. I do like to keep my brain active. I'm learning a lot working on my bug with this friend of mine. I am, I'm working in my shop. I'm still trying to get that set back up so that I can get back into wood turning and turning bowls and pens and and those kinds of things just help keep me sharp. I can focus on something. There's steps I have to do, and then even some games and stuff that I play on my computer or my iPad that really help. Just help the brain activity to keep going. It's just like anything. If you don't use it, you lose it. And um, yeah. So anyway, those are some things that I try to do. I guess that's really all I really am going to share today. I just wanted to get out there. I'm 2 days behind World Parkinson's Day, which sucked. I kind of wanted to do a video then, but we just had, I don't know, there's a lot of stresses and stuff with some things at work, and again, life just getting busy. And again, I apologize, but I am going to continue to work to get these videos out more regularly to you. And what I want you to do, and I hope you do, if you feel they're worthwhile, first give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Um, and then leave me a comment on what I can do better, or what you appreciate, or any of those types of things. And then, of course, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to see more subscribers so that we can help continue to spread the word and knowledge of Parkinson's to people that are not familiar with what happens with this disease and what we deal with. Um, and that's really the main goal of this channel. Also to educate people that do have Parkinson's disease, because I know there's some people that have it that just choose to ignore it. They just do not talk about it, and that's no way to deal with the disease either. I can certainly understand it because I'll be honest, there's days I am so tired of Parkinson's, thinking about it, living with it, dealing with it. Yeah, it gets exhausting. But at the same time, yeah, take a break. And I think that's kind of what I did when I botched those 5 video attempts. I just took that break and got a reset, and we all need to do that. Y'all need to take those times off from Parkinson's and try to distract yourself or focus on something else, or whether it's going out with friends or going out to, over to a family member's house or whatever, that the conversation doesn't necessarily have to be Parkinson's disease 24/7. And yeah, so I highly recommend doing that and taking a break from that. And anyway, so I'm going to leave y'all with that. Yeah, again, please like, subscribe to my channel, share these videos with people that you think they could gain something from it and more understanding. I do hope that maybe I can say some things or word some things in a way that maybe you didn't think of so that it can be conveyed. And that's what I want to do. I'm here to help all of you and help myself because it does me a lot of good just talking about it too. So, anyway, peace out, rock on, and we'll see you on the next video.